The tank has a rich history. It is beautiful, and there are identification marks on its armor that no one else in the game has. But most importantly, it's the first premium tank of the Polish tech tree, with a national crew the way it should be. And today, we will tell you how to play it. Does the tank look familiar? That's right, it's a Panther. During the Warsaw Uprising, the Polish captured 2 of these vehicles. The revolters named one of them the Pudel, in honor of their fallen friend with this nickname. The Polish newcomer is played the same way as the German medium tanks. The question is, how do you play it effectively? Let's examine its armor first. If you put the tank face forward to the enemy, even the gun mantlet has a spot only 110 millimeters thick. The mantlet is roundish, so the relative armor thickness in its upper and lower parts is much higher. However, even the Tier 5 vehicles can penetrate its turret, but only with a lucky hit. You can position your vehicle to side scrape, then the front hull armor will protect from shells with armor penetration of 130 millimeters. Not the most reliable protection. The hull side behind the running gear is 40 millimeters thick. You can absorb damage with side armor like this only at more than 70 degrees to the normal. A shell will ricochet. However, 120mm guns and high-caliber guns will penetrate the Pudel's armor because the 3-caliber rule will apply. Withstanding hits from most Tier 6, 7 and 8 vehicles will be hard. It's important to remember to avoid close combat. The tank performs very well at long and medium ranges. There are several reasons for this. First of all, its good accuracy. The dispersion is 0.35. You can get this down to 0.31 over 100 meters with the help of ventilation, the Brothers in Arms perk and the Bread with Smalek consumable. Next, it's gun depression, -8 degrees. This allows you to use the terrain folds, exposing only the turret to the enemy. Yes, it can be penetrated, but if you're constantly on the move, the enemy will have trouble hitting the Pudel. Wait a minute, you might say. The aiming circle expands when the tank is on the move. And you're right. That's why experienced tank commanders recommend rolling out carefully to deliver a shot. Lock the turret and avoid traversing the hull, like this. You may even have time to fire twice. The higher the enemy gun caliber is, the longer their gun will take to reload. Attention to detail leads to victory. And here's another pearl of wisdom, tested in thousands of battles. If the enemy has set their sights on you, don't engage in a skirmish unless absolutely necessary. Of course, you'll want to respond to the bully. But wait 10 seconds. Disappear from view. When the enemy switches to another target, fire. Let them fidget and expose their vehicle to Allied fire. If the opponent doesn't take the bait, it's better to change position or even switch flanks. Since we've entered the path of military cunning and temperance, it makes sense to remember the concealment rules. A skilled tanker will try to take position behind a bush or fallen tree. They add to the concealment bonus. But you don't need to roll into them. After the shot, the concealment bonus will disappear for a short period of time, and your tank will light up like a firework. The right solution will be to roll back 15 meters from the bush. When it's not transparent anymore, you can fire. In this case, the Flora will still conceal the tank. Another option is just to roll away from the enemy, to leave their maximum view range circle. In this case, the opponents won't be able to see where you're firing at them from. You can improve the efficiency of these tactics with the help of equipment, crew skills, and consumables. This way you can increase your view range up to 471 meters and secure your right to fire first. If you master the nuances of these tactics, everything will go well. This premium tank will delight you with consistent earnings and frags. Although, that's until you face a Tier 8 opponent in battle. Standard shells with armor penetration of 150 millimeters won't even pierce through the lower glacis of the IS-3. APCR shells give you higher chances, but it's still not enough. What do you do in such situations? The most obvious tactic is to avoid them. To do so, you need to think about where the dangerous opponents may go and choose a position on the other flank. There will probably be vehicles that you can penetrate more easily. If your guess is wrong, remember convenient positions with bushes and trees. Now it's time to show your mastery. You need to pick targets correctly and shoot at the opponents with thin armor or those exposing their sides, including the dangerous Tier 8s. In the heat of close combat, your opponents often expose their front wheel, and it's a real gift for a vehicle with a high rate of fire. You need to seize the moment and knock off the enemy track immediately, and then just keep them tracked until their hit points fade away. Not everyone knows, but quick-firing guns have another useful aspect. They're good at setting enemy fuel tanks on fire and exploding ammo racks. The thing is that any module has its own hit points. If a shell hits a module, its hit points decrease and then restore gradually. When the ammo rack hit points reach zero, it blows up. The more often you hit the module, the lower the chances are that it will restore. However, you'll need a bit of luck. The chance of damaging the ammo rack is 27%. And if you get lucky, then the turret of the menacing opponent sets off for a mesmerizing flight. A real festival with fireworks. Let's get back to harsh reality. What do you do in this situation? Tier 8 against Tier 6. Is the sad result inevitable? There are chances, and they depend on the experience and savvy of the commander. Roll back 15 meters off the bush, knock off the enemy track, and persistently press the T key. Asking for help in the chat doesn't hurt. Now everything is in the hands of artillery and allies. Of course, you could throw in the towel and take a loss. The enemy is much stronger after all. But no, never surrender. Display defiance and military cunning. That's how legends are born.